Oh, we are in the building for sure. Let's give a couple people some time to get up in here. We should see it popping pretty soon. We in the building. What's going on? Yo, I think I got a new name. It's like the Rhode Island bad guy. Yeah, I mean, I kind of like that. My boy had it, and I was like, he said he's a Pennsylvania bad guy, and he said, Mikey, you the Rhode Island bad guy down there. I'm starting to see, and I was like, wow, they really got a big reach. But shout out to my guy Ronnie Roberts, R&R Elite Recruits. Check out a lot of live games this football season on Fans Only Sports Network. You can see all of the podcasts on fansonlysports.com. They should be right up there in the top box. And definitely thank you to my guy Mark Wright, a presidential award winner. You can give Mark a call. Coldwell Bank of Coastal Homes at 401-787-5203. And I can't ever forget to thank my guy. Where is he? You know what? Where is he? Where are you, Emerson? There he is. As big as he is, I couldn't find him. 401 Strength and Fitness. If it don't start with 401, you dial in the wrong number. So check Emerson out on the 400 block of Warwick Avenue. Oh, and we're going to bring a special coach in that had his first injury fund game this week. And a big shout out to what Ryan McCormick and UMass did, getting a big win off a real big team. And don't forget, this week, Fans Only Sports going to have it cracking. Cranston West going against West Pennington. That game is going to be live over at Cranston West, so check it out on Fans Only Sports. So we're going to bring my guy in right now, Coach Fortin. What's going on?
What's going on, Mike?
You already know slow motion better than no motion. How are we doing, Coach?
We're doing good. How are you?
Not bad, not bad. You got the first injury fund game under your belt. Now, we know you went into this game not like a lot of coaches went into this game. You went into this game, you want to put your older guys in, take them out, give them some playing time, and you really wanted to get a lot of emphasis done with the younger guys this week.
Yeah, we treated this as a scrimmage. We had a format in which we followed. We were going to have the starters go in for a quarter, maybe a quarter and a half, and then get some of the guys who are in competition for a starting position, finish out the half, maybe play into the third quarter, and then get all my freshmen in. And happy to say that's exactly what we did. Every kid played. Every kid got a little bit of competition, and they got an idea of what it's like to play on Friday night.
Like a lot of teams, I seen a lot of missed tackling going on. Did you have that issue?
Yeah. We had that with starters. We had that with backups. We had that with the younger kids. When you don't have live scrimmages and joint practices, you really don't see that too much because it normally shows up there, and then you're able to fix it. You can only do so much at practice. So as much as we went over it, when it came to the game time situation, a lot of things presented itself, and now we'll have to make adjustments. I'm sure the roster will move. The kids are going to watch film. Actually, we're going to watch film tomorrow, and we're going to break it down. I'm going to show them, the positive things and the negative things, and that's how we're going to grow as a program.
I heard you clicking away. Are you cutting film up now and watching film? I thought when I heard the mouse earlier, I said he's probably cutting film up as we speak.
Nah, I watched a couple of hours this morning, and then I did my normal thing, looked at the playbook, put down the schedule of what we're going to do for this week. I'll look at some film again later on tonight, and then I'll have my Zoom meeting with my players Monday morning at 9:00.
I seen a lot of the Division IV coaches around different games. A lot of scouting going on, checking out the kids. Or were you guys just watching some good football?
Yeah, there's a lot of everybody's interested in seeing, who's got what. We got Smithfield that came down. We have PCD who came down, North Providence who came down. I mean, they came down during the spring, but we really didn't get an idea of who they are. So with a full season, I'm sure a lot of people are interested in seeing, what they have for numbers, what they're going to be doing offensively, defensively. Same thing with Situate. You got a new coach. So, I like what, Derek's doing over there in Situate. You're going to pay attention to them. You're going to pay attention to what they're going to do. And same thing with Pontiac. They seem like they're the big dog in D4. They were in the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, they lost to Narragansett, or fortunately, depending on who you ask. So, they're returning a lot of guys. They've only lost a few seniors. So they're going to, there's somebody that, we're definitely keeping an eye on as well. So I was able to scout quite a few games. And, we scouted Hope. They seem to have more numbers this year than they did last year. They seem a little bigger, a little bit more aggressive. So that's going to be an interesting game that we play them later in the season. Situate, PCD, I was able to take a look at them. So, some of these D4 teams are really coming along. We're just going to see how it works out, how we compete against them.
We're definitely going to see a lot of smoke in D4 this season, with Coach D, Coach Cook, yourself, North Smithfield. Are they still in D4?
No, so North Smithfield is in D3.
Okay, all right. So, but I think the teams that are really going to stick out this season is EWG, Pano, and actually, Situate. I think they're going to start seeing wins very soon.
Well, again, we graduated 12 seniors. I do appreciate the love, but we graduated 12 seniors. That's a lot for Division 14. It may not be a lot for a higher division, but for D4, that's quite a bit. So we do have a big hole to fill. We got a big freshman class. Got some first year seniors that came up this year. Some big kids. So hopefully they're able to contribute to the program and help us be successful. But we got a big hole to fill. So we're just gonna see. We're gonna compete. We're gonna practice hard, and hopefully we can give everybody a good game.
I love what you guys are doing. What Pontiac's doing, what Situate's doing. I've been paying attention to all three. I seen the Pontiac crew the other day at the Situate game. I talked to Coach Cook for a second. So I like what's going on, and not only D4, D3 is Pilgrim. I think is going to do very good in Division 3. What do you think?
I think it's interesting. It's more competitive now. Not that it wasn't before, but being able to come on the podcast. I mean, I don't think anybody covers high school. I mean, there's no interview with coaches. There's no rivalry. There's no backstory anywhere.
Before we get into that,
you come along with the podcast.
Before we get into that, why don't you click off and sign back in? Because I'm just getting a little back feed from you.
All right.
So we're going to have Coach Fortin. He's going to come out and he's going to come back in, because we want to get into that a little bit. Let me check the comment what we have going on here. The most exciting division for sure. Yeah, no, it's definitely heating up, Coach Eddie. Shout out to you guys over there at Situate. I do have my supporters, but Coach Fortin was getting into how the podcast coaches coming together, and I think he was saying this is the most exciting in sports media right now. Because we have a big push by lovely Projo, but that's a whole nother story. But we're gonna wait till Coach Fortin gets in here. He was saying something about the podcast. And listen, if you want your school, Fans Only Sports, you want to get a game live, contact Fans Only Sports today. Definitely. And definitely if you're a coach, you have players, you want to come on the podcast, that's definitely welcome. That's a lot better, Coach. Now you were saying about the podcast, it was breaking up.
Look, we was just saying that if you look at Rhode Island high school football, there's nobody that covers what you cover. There's nobody going out giving out interviews. There's no one going to the summer camps, our summer conditioning, our 7-on-7s. There's nobody putting coaches together and having a conversation about their program. So now you're starting to see a lot of faces to go with the programs, and it's creating a rivalry or creating a very good game. I've known Coach Cook for a few years now, and we are competitive against one another. We're friends, but no one's really understood the competitiveness until we get on the podcast. Same thing with Derek over at Situate. Same thing with with Blake and Pilgrim and his other guys that he's playing against. You're starting to see a lot of excitement, and it's from the only media source that's really covering high school football right now, which is you.
Well, thank you very much for them words. I really appreciate it. But I know there's plenty other media, but I'm just working my butt off. I'm a one man. Well, I got Fans Only Sports now that helped me out a lot, but I've been doing this from the mud, ground up. So I appreciate all the haters too, but I definitely appreciate them kind words from you, Coach. I asked Wes Pennington if you guys starting a week late, you're behind the 8 ball already. Did that hurt going into this injury fund game?
Oh yeah, it absolutely did, because you start late, you're unable to prepare correctly. We have to. You don't have a scrimmage, you don't have a joint practice, so you don't know what your new players can do against live competition. You're not able to gauge or evaluate new players, returning players. So when you're in practice, it's fine. You're going to be able to do what you can do, but to see a real game situation, you had to wait. You're going to wait all the way to the injury fund game. So my process was treat it as a scrimmage. I have the week 1 bye, so that benefits me, and I'm able to evaluate every player, every senior, every freshman, and I'm glad that head coach Matt Blessing over at Narragansett did the same thing. We talked a couple of weeks about it. We talked just before the game about it, and it was beneficial for both of us. We came out healthy. We came out positive notes, and it was great to see.
Earlier in the game, that game was a lot closer when you guys had your ones in there. Because the final score was, we all know the final score, but it looked like a lot closer game early on.
Yeah, I mean, we made a couple of mistakes, and they didn't. We didn't have any penalties. They had a couple, but we had a couple of missed tackles. The guy gets into the end zone. You can't do that against a Narragansett team. And then we get down to the end zone. We missed that opportunity. And you end the half with, I think it was 22-0. We end the first quarter. I believe it was, I want to say 6-0 or 14-6 with that missed opportunity would have made it closer. And then you just get you guys out there. And, it is what it is. I'm happy with the outcome. I mean, everybody wants to win a game, but knowing that this was a scrimmage, my players knew it was a scrimmage, and it was beneficial. They understood exactly what we're looking for, and the positive note is we came out healthy, and we were able to evaluate and put some players on film.
I'm glad a lot of players came out healthy of this week's injury fund, because a lot of these kids didn't participate in off-season conditioning. Some did. Shout out to the coaches that were pretty much on their kids to get to the voluntary, meetings. And some coaches said them are the kids that stuck out, the ones that were at the voluntary camps, not the mandatory camps, because you have to be there. And it showed you this off-season what kids really wanted.
Well, yeah, it was tough to our off-season volunteer summer camp because of COVID last year. A lot of kids and families weren't able to go on vacation, so they took this summer as the opportunity. And I didn't want to penalize the kids, so I said, if you're going on vacation, so they took this summer as the opportunity.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. You just had some back noise. I was sharing something and the volume came on. Go ahead.
No, so like I was saying, they wanted to have their summer a little bit, summer vacations. So I talked to the parents, I talked to the players. I said, something, go take care of your vacation. When you're done, come back and give me 100%. I don't want to take anything away. Last year I told everybody to live in a bubble. You go to school, go home. If you're not in school, you're doing online classes, don't go out. Always wear your mask. It's sacrifice for the team, and the benefit will show. And they all did. We didn't have one case last year. Kudos to the coaching staff. Kudos to the players for doing exactly what needed to be done to have a successful season. So the summer came along, and I didn't want to put them in that same situation. So go on your vacation. When you come back, get ready to play. And they did. They took an opportunity. They went on vacation, came back, and now we're full go ahead.
And now this week you have you have a week off, right? You have your bye this week, and then you play Situate next week.
Yeah. So we, again, it's a fortunate thing that happened. We had our scrimmage, call it a scrimmage, not an injury fund game. So we're able to evaluate players. Then we have a whole entire week to correct a lot of mistakes that we made and to continue going with the things that we did positive. It gives us 2 weeks to prepare for Situate. That's the number one goal. That's the priority. We're fortunate that he has to make a priority. That's just the way the schedule goes. But on my coaching staff, our players, our goal, our mindset is, let's see what Situate can do, and let's put a playbook together, offensively, defensively, special teams, and prepare for them because they're going to be a good team. I like what Derek is doing over there. He's passionate about football, and that goes a long way. So I know he wasn't too happy about the injury fund game. He wanted to come up with that win from the last time we were on the podcast. So he's not going to take the losing of the injury fund game too much to heart. I'm pretty sure that's already in the past, and he's preparing for hope.
Yeah, that's what he said. He said it's on the hope. I messaged him this morning. I was like, "Let's go, buddy. Get back on my horse." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's time to mount on, spotting up, and move forward, get past it, fix your mistakes. But I talked to the DC, and he said going through the film, they seen some things that weren't good, and then they seen some things that needed to be corrected. It's gonna be tough watching that game. I root for both you coaches. And we'll have to see who comes out on top. Where is that game at?
So that's a home game for us. That's going to be September 18th, 11 a.m. kickoff. I'm anticipating a hard-fought battle. Last year we were able to take a look at some of his games. I did one of his games, and he was competitive. The kids came. They came to play. They were aggressive, hard. So they're not the same team. Not by any means necessary. They're a totally different team. They seem more focused and more aggressive. So we're gonna have our hands full. Our guys are going to have to adapt to having a week off and, prepare for a very good team, well-coached team, and team that's ready to come play and come down and beat us. That's what their mindset's going to be.
Yeah, definitely. Good luck to both you guys, and I'm sure you will be at the Hope game this week, scouting both teams. You also play Hope.
Yeah. Yesterday I scouted Hope when they played against Classical. But yeah, I'll be at the Situate game, paying close attention to what they do, and seeing what we can pick up. Any kind of tendencies, and just seeing how they compete. That's where I go. I want to see how they compete, how they play, how they act when they're doing good things, and then how they act when they're not doing good things. So, but it's going to be very interesting. I know he's probably not looking towards us yet. I'm pretty sure them and their whole entire staff is focused on Hope. So that gives us the advantage a little bit for this week only, that we can concentrate on Situate, go to the Situate game, and see what they're about. And then I'm pretty sure as of Sunday, he'll be on to us.
Now, Coach Malachi played yesterday. Big win for UMass Stockman. You have another player in Assumption. Are you keeping an eye on the players that you've been sending off to college?
I do my best to take a look and see what they're doing. We still have Dan Hackney over at UMass Stockman, I believe. I pay a close eye on Malachi. I keep tabs on him, see how he's doing. I haven't really talked too much to Ranker. He had a couple of situations, and he had to do what was best for him. So I haven't talked to him and how he's doing, but he might have had to go, do something a little different than go to Assumption this year. He's got some personal issues right now. So, my focus went to Malachi, keep tabs, make sure they're doing good. And then it's just onto my program.
Well, Ranko always was a good student, so I wish him the best in whatever situation he's going to. A lot of your kids, when I meet them, very nice, respectable kids. And I noticed off season, football aside, before your mandatory game, you were teaching these kids to talk to the media. Was you not?
Yeah, so I felt it's important to just do more than just football. When you're out in the public, you don't know what job you're going to land. If you can't talk in public or you can't talk to coworkers, colleagues, that sets you back a little bit. If you're going to play college football or beyond or anything that you want to do, I want my kids to have that opportunity to speak to the media, speak in front of the camera and see what it's like. So I gave them that opportunity. We're going to continue that for the season. They progressively got better. And, they were a little shy in the beginning, but we had one of our captains, Logan Hawes, where he wasn't shy. He just came on, he started talking. And so the other kids on week 2, week 3, week 4, they got more comfortable. And I'm looking forward to continue doing that for the season. I think it's just an added bonus of what we do here at EWG.
How'd your relationship with the patch go? I noticed I seen a lot of media coverage coming from EWG. Shout out to the patch, and I would tell all high schools to reach out to them. I don't know what their situation is, but how did that work for you this season?
I was searching to see and to do something different for my program, get some type of coverage. And like I said, there's not really media coverage here too much. It is Rhode Island. I reached out to them and said, "Hey, do you cover my end?" Actually, was Greenwich. The first person I contacted, they said no, but let me contact you to someone who does cover them. And we just had a conversation. They thought it was a great idea. I have Sarah who handles all our media stuff, all our social media stuff, interviews, photos, videos. Amazing job. We were able to put them two together. So she did all our game stuff, sent it to them, put a little blog together, and they were posting it. And I think that's huge because every coach wants something good for their program. And if you have somebody that's tuned in to really pay attention to that program, it makes the program better. It builds. And this past week, I reached out to the independent paper because I do have Prout players. So I kind of want a little bit more from them to help promote Prout football and get that and a little bit more excited. So, he asked for more information. He asked for the videos and photos that Sarah did, and hopefully they are able to run with it and cover us for the year as well.
Not to really get into details about it, but somebody mentioned to me that it's in your job description to talk to the media. One, is it in your job description that you have to talk to the media, and do you have to talk to any specific media in general? Without going into many details about your contract, I'm just curious myself.
No, we don't have to. We're high school coaches. We're not down the South. We're not college. We're not the NFL. We don't have to talk to them. But, at the same time, the school would like you to mention something. And, I heard the same thing that you did. There's some people out there that, was twisting arms and making ADs request coaches to talk to them, which to me, that's cowardly because if there's a reason why a coach don't want to talk to you. So instead of fixing that or going to that coach saying, "Hey, what can I do to repair the relationship that you don't want to talk to me?" Well, there's something to be said about that reporter. You did something that a coach or coaches don't want to talk to you. So it's not the coach when you have multiple coaches. And I know that there's quite a few coaches that are in that same boat. But to have to go to the ADs and say, "Hey, the coach don't want to talk to me. I'm going to put it in the paper." At that point, a coach has to make a decision. Do you want to disappoint the parents? Do you want to disappoint the kids? Or do you want to hold a grudge? And at that point, you make that decision. So me personally, my feelings aside, that's a tough decision to put a coach. But at the same time, if you have that, what I call crying like a little baby and not fixing the problem and going around the corner and begging an AD or whomever, and that's on that person. It speaks of the character of the individual who didn't want to repair the relationship and fix the lack of true journalism for high school sports.
Well, I'm glad. We have fans only. We have my podcast. Thank you for the kind words earlier. I'm sure you're busy. You have a lot going on. You got to get ready for, a game coming up in a couple weeks. You've got a lot of practicing to do. So, Coach Fortin, thank you. You're always welcome. Any last words?
Something we're gonna prepare, and I just want to say good luck to all the coaches. The injury games out this week. Everybody's getting ready for for their first regular season. Everybody's excited, so I'm excited to watch games. We can't play. We got the bye week. Good luck to all the coaches. Good luck to all the players. I hope everybody has a successful season and come out as healthy as possible.
That's right. It's going to be an exciting season. I'm going to be at Cranston West this week for the West Warwick football game. I'm going to try to get by your place in 2 weeks. I'll definitely be there in 2 weeks. But good luck, everybody, and I hope everybody's safe, and I hope everyone does the best job throughout football, this season. And you youth level coaches, you have to start working with these high schools, man. I'm seeing a lot of animosity, a lot of egos. Let's put them aside. You're blowing games. It's all about egos. So let's kind of put that aside and try to make football better for Rhode Island. Because the foundation's there now. We just got to build on it. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you. Talk to you soon.
All right. Yes, definitely. I'll call you soon. Bye. Coach Fortin, man. Thank you, Coach, for coming on. And if you're a coach, you want to talk about your high school program, good, bad, or indifferent, man, let's talk about it because we are here to show you love, that's for sure. But thank you to R&R Elite Recruits. Give R&R a call. Over 3,000 schools available. Thank you to Mark Wright, the Presidential Award winner, Coldwell Banker Coastal Homes. Thank you to 401 Strength and Fitness. If you're not dialing 401, you not dialed in. And don't forget, turn on Fans Only Sports Network. Get the app where you could just press the button. You're going to have a lot of games coming on this year. A lot of good things coming for Fans Only Sports. You're going to get a nice package, something like this. Announces there's going to be some great games between the Can We Keep It Real podcast and Fans Only Sports Network. There's not another media entity doing better things for local high school sports, and we definitely not the other guys.